Let's do it. Let's do it. This one, let's do it. Let's just do it. Let's just do it. Let's get chapter 5 done in one stream. Let's go. Oh, Byakuya and Makoto showed up together. Where the heck have you two been? You just disappeared without a word. As always, we were the only ones doing anything. Makoto's ranked high enough for you guys to go off together, just the two of you? What are you, jealous? Or are you making up some kind of creepy fantasy for yourself? Stop talking and embrace yourselves. You'll be here any second. Any second? You could show up at any time. When I imagined what was about to happen, I immediately tensed up and prepared my anus. But what's up, sheep? Not a 24-hour stream. We stood there for 5 full minutes waiting for something weird to happen, then 5 minutes became 10.
Why?
What's going on here? Why hasn't Monokuma shown up yet? Maybe he died again. What should we do? Should we keep waiting here or what? Jesus! Did I scare you? I demand an explanation. Why did you waste my time and make me wait like that? What? I made you wait? You've got it all backwards. You're the ones making me wait.
In other words,
I'm waiting for everyone to arrive. We can't start till everyone's here now, can we? What are you talking about? Everyone is here. We've all been waiting for you. Who's gonna show up? Kyoko or some random lady? You're wrong. I've been waiting 10 minutes now, so it's okay if I punish this one, making us all wait, right? If we all agree it's a violation, I'll arrange a punishment right now. If it's me you're waiting for, I'm here.
hey,
I'm here and no rule's been broken. Kyoko! You're still alive? That's a ghost. Stop talking. If you want to fight, do it at the class trial. You need to save some of the fun for later, right? But is it okay that there's no particular penalty for being late?
is that right?
I made it here just fine. What school regulation did I violate? Am I wrong? You're so selfish, so spoiled like an egg. You're right, there's no penalty officially, but I bet you'll be sorry later. No, I'll make sure you're sorry later. Anyway, hustle your butts onto the elevator. I'll be one step ahead of you. When Monokuma was gone, we all rushed up to Kyoko. So you really didn't die? Of course I didn't die. Thank God, I'm so glad you're okay. Perhaps, but that's not necessarily a good thing for us. He's right, now we've got to deal with a ghost. I told you, stop talking.
Let's go.
Come on, let's just go. Whatever we need to discuss, we can do it during the trial.
But
All right, Kyoko. Listen, before we get started, I have to ask you, where have you been this whole time? You used that key of yours to go somewhere, didn't you?
Correct.
I went to investigate the second floor of the dorms.
that's right.
There aren't any monitors or cameras there, so I was able to avoid Monokuma completely. Of course, I also missed his announcement because of that. I had no idea a body had been discovered. When did you find out?
So
Just now, I finished my search and came back down just in time to hear the class trial announcement. I took some time to go over the crime scene first. I can't go to a trial completely uninformed, can I?
however,
I'm sorry I kept you all waiting. But if you're on the second floor of the dorms, then that's what the key found goes to? Actually, precise, not quite. I used Monokuma's secret tool, which can open any lock in the school.
Just a second.
Hey, what are you two doing? Hurry up before we get in trouble with Monokuma.
Makoto.
We can go over this in details after we get through the trial, okay, Makoto? Right now, I just want to focus on surviving our current situation, because this is probably the single most crucial moment so far for me.
Goodbye.
That's all. Good luck, Arlen. Have fun at TwitchCon. All right. Bold prediction. Baloney did it. Actually, no, it's impossible for Baloney to do it. Who did it? It was the blind and light of despair. Well, actually, I don't know. Oh my goodness.
I can't wait.
I've been waiting for this. I feel like it's been forever since we got together like this. The time for pointless jokes and jabs has passed. Let's get on with the show. And so the curtain opened for the 5th time. A deadly judgment, a deadly deception, a deadly betrayal, a deadly riddle, a deadly defense, a deadly faith, a deadly BK. Have it your way. You rule. Fiona, thanks for gifting 2 subs to Coach Casey and Pugworth. Let's go, BK. Have it your way. Increases the focus gauge by 2. Ooh, gimme. I will take that. It's that BK. I'm having it your way. You rule. Wait, that one's actually really good as well. Hope you're well, Fiona. You're just in time for the class trial, which everyone's excited for. All rise for the class trial. What's up, little Stina?
Explanation of the class trial.
How are you doing?
Your votes will determine the results. If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides.
Happy to be here
the
for a
victim,
second.
and
Class
the
at this
one that
hour?
deceived everyone
That's not what
else
this
will
hat is.
graduate.
That's a sad face.
Okay, well.
Well then, let's discuss the specifics of the victim. First, we need to clarify who exactly the unidentified victim is.
It's Kyoko. There's no other explanation.
Dumb motherfucker.
Kyoko's standing right there.
No, that's a ghost.
But she has legs and stuff.
Well, that's just because she's like the latest evolution in ghost technology.
I hope he did it
There's
somehow.
a limit to how much ridiculousness I can tolerate.
Me too, baloney.
Okay. So I just have to prove that the corpse isn't Kyoko, right? Then let's compare Kyoko's traits to the traits of the dead body.
Her traits?
One important trait Kyoko has that proves the body doesn't belong to her. Kyoko's gloves. I got it!
I'm talking about her
The gloves.
They'll give us some insight into the mystery. I'm sure of it.
In that case, I think it would be helpful if someone explained why she actually wears those gloves.
And would you
Happen to know the answer?
In fact, Monokuma told me. Apparently you have scars on your hands you don't want anyone to see.
Oh, you know, now that I think about it,
They're super
the
cool,
corpse
yeah.
wasn't wearing any gloves, right?
They probably just got burnt up in the explosion. I'm not convinced. The ghost is just trying to
Dude, can we
fool us all.
can we kill this guy? There's no way that corpse was Kyoko. If I can prove why, we're gonna be stuck here and this case won't move forward. So I don't have no choice but to... Dude, we serious? How? What? Why is Burr playing Danganronpa? Why is Fi-Fi speedrunning the same 3 games? That's something I love Fire Dragon. GC made me play this game.
Kyoko there is just a ghost.
Impossible.
Okay, then prove it. Prove she's not a ghost.
The dead body wasn't wearing gloves.
They got burnt up in the explosion.
Then
What? What? Doesn't he know how my marbles game works? Did he not know GC won marbles a week and a half ago? Hey, if you're gonna shoot at me, I'm gonna shoot right back. I love Fire Dragon to death, though.
Well, yeah, she must have been wearing gloves. Because that corpse is absolutely Kyoko.
Dude, you are so
This
stupid.
entire discussion is idiotic.
I agree, baloney. Didn't chat make him play Persona 4? No, he had a wheel that he put games on that he spun for Sizzle and Summer of Streams, and it landed on Persona 4. His chat was just fantasizing about these girls and having waifus with these random people in high school when it was weird. People take Persona 2 seriously, and it burned him out, and right when that wheel landed on Persona, I was so sad, because I was like, oh my god, no, not Persona. Please, God, no, not Persona.
That Kyoko there is just a ghost.
Impossible.
Okay, then prove it.
The dead body wasn't wearing gloves.
They got burnt up in the explosion.
then she was wearing gloves before the explosion.
Well,
Yeah.
she must have been wearing gloves.
Damn it, it was the other one. I knew it was the other one. It was the other one. It was the other one.
That
Kyoko there. Okay, then prove
The dead body wasn't wearing gloves.
What?
shoot.
What? Oh, Jesus. How we're dissing each other back and forth? What was his diss back? You know what you're doing if you win marbles? I'm gonna tell you, some games are not allowed to be played on marbles. I hope you know that. Some games are not allowed. I have the power to veto because it's my stream. You're lucky I let you do marbles, okay? You guys are lucky I even do marbles and let you pick a game. Okay, I let you pick a game to stream, and I haven't vetoed any of them yet. I'm playing Danganronpa. Wasn't this game banned? No. People said it was kind of like Ace Attorney and that sold. You say mean things about him all the time. It's out of love. Listen, he said, why am I playing Danganronpa? He saw me play Ace Attorney. I love Fire Dragon to death. I invited him to Blink 182 and he said no. Also, his speedrun today was very impressive.
Okay, improve.
I was very sad when he lost by 1 second and was $5,000 short. 1 second away from a PB.
Wasn't wearing gloves.
Wasn't wearing
They
gloves.
got burnt up in the explosion.
Then she was wearing gloves before the explosion.
Well, yeah, she must have been wearing gloves.
Fucking Christ. Dude, I got literally all of them wrong. You guys are scrambling my brain. You're making me think about my husband.
Kyoko, there's... Okay, then prove
The dead body was...
They got burnt up in the
Then she was wearing gloves.
Well, yeah, she must have been wearing gloves.
Now I think my
That corpse
husband
is
hates me.
Absolutely Kyoko.
This entire discussion is idiotic.
That Kyoko there is just... Okay, then prove
The
it.
dead body wasn't wearing gloves.
What?
Shoot,
What?
that Kyoko there is...
There was 3 fucking bullets and I didn't even see them. Oh my god, there were 3 bullets the whole time. There were 3 bullets. What the... You guys distracted me with my husband. How dare you? How dare you?
Impossible.
Okay, then prove it. Prove she's not a ghost.
The dead body wasn't wearing gloves.
They got burnt up in the explosion.
Then she was wearing gloves before the explosion.
Well, yeah, she must have been wearing gloves. Because that corpse is absolutely Kyoko.
This entire discussion is idiotic.
You can't wear fake nails with gloves.
That
Is Fire Dragon mad at me?
is just a ghost.
That's my number 1 concern.
Okay, then prove it. Prove she's not a ghost.
The dead body wasn't wearing gloves.
Fake
They
nails.
got burnt up in the explosion.
Then she was wearing gloves before the explosion.
He's overthinking it right now. I'm gonna dump you. No, don't tell him to overthink it. Tell him I love him.
Yeah, she must have been wearing...
Tell him I love him.
It's wrong.
Burgle is his new friend. Who? That Exo Primo streamer?
No, there's no way the corpse was wearing gloves.
Oh, I love Fire Dragon.
Whoever it was, they were wearing fake nails, remember?
You're wrong.
I imagine trying to wear gloves over nails like that would have been a pretty big pain. Besides, Kyoko wears gloves to hide her hands, right? It'd be pretty weird for someone who's self-conscious about their hands to wear fake nails, don't you think?
Burgle been real quiet since Danganronpa dropped.
Man, you don't know women, huh? You're complicated.
Burgle been real quiet since we dropped a whole a new stream schedule.
Women, it's you.
Well, Kyoko, any thoughts?
These gloves were custom made to the size of my hands to make sure they don't interfere with my daily life.
God, I'm so sick of this
If
fucking
I wore
stoner.
fake nails, the gloves wouldn't fit properly.
So sick of this
Then that's
stoner.
The dead body doesn't belong to Kyoko.
Which should have been obvious since she's standing right here.
Okay, I see why everyone likes him. He's the only one with a goddamn
Okay,
brain.
so then, who's the real victim?
Get this, shoot this guy in the
First, we need to
face.
figure that out.
Please, somebody
That's the
shoot
first
him.
thing I said. You're the one who's been dragging us around in circles.
Monokuma, kill this guy. We have to identify the victim. Everything starts from here. Oh, Christ. Sprinklers, exploded body analysis, tattoo on the right hand. Well, now I gotta be perfect.
Kyoko really is still alive. Then who died?
There's gotta be some way to figure it out.
I don't think so. The face was scorched beyond recognition. And there wasn't any description in the Monokuma file.
Well, if we can't identify the body...
Then there's nothing else we can do, right?
If we can't identify the body... No, but there's a tattoo on the right hand. We can identify that.
Kyoko really is.
Then who does?
We can identify the body with the tattoo on the right hand.
We can't identify...
Boom, we're on fire. No, that's wrong. Someone tell Fire Dragon I love him. Please, like 20 people tell him.
There was one clue left behind.
Okay? Please and thank you. I know you all watch Fire Dragon.
What? For real?
If you're lying, you'll die a cruel and unusual death.
No. You're so mean to me, Mrs. Pirate.
Death.
You have to tell him I love him.
She's just being stupid. Ignore them, Makoto.
If I had 10,000 bits, I'd cheer them in his chat right now. Make him stream even longer.
The key to figuring out who it was is the tattoo on the back of her hand.
Oh, yeah. The design's pretty strange.
That is
huh?
definitely Fenrir.
Is this a dog?
It's a wolf.
Her master must have made her get it. To be like, you're my bitch.
What?
Seriously? They really did something that humiliating?
He just said I can suck it.
No,
But his
that's
cock?
not it. The identity of the victim is hidden within that tattoo.
Oh, really?
Whip it out. Whip it out, Willie. If you compare the tattoo to that information, we have the victim's identity should become clear. I got it!
The Fenrir Mercenary Corps. That's the name of the military group Mukuro Ikusaba belonged to.
Okay, so...
To show that they're a member of the team, each soldier that joins the squad would get a tattoo representing Fenrir somewhere on their body.
Fenrir?
The image that represents Fenrir is... You gotta be kidding me. A wolf. We're seriously doing this? You gotta be kidding me. Dude, I've played God of War Ragnarok, which Fire Dragon probably questioned as well. Why is Burr playing God of War Ragnarok? Why is Burr killing his channel of all these hot new games?
Now I understand.
Hey, Cuff, we are on the 5th mission. Yep, we are on the 5th mission. These missions take about 4 hours.
The representation of Fenrir is a wolf.
Wolf.
Fenrir, the wolf of Ragnarok. It's from Norse mythology. A huge, world-ending wolf beast.
Fight!
He's the child of the trickster god Loki, and a female giant.
Man, after all this time, we finally got a glimpse of the literary all-star.
A wolf tattoo. And that means...
Exactly. The body we
Final
found had a
Fantasy?
tattoo of a wolf,
Never played that.
which means that person must have once belonged to Fenrir. So it must have been Mukuro.
Your girlfriend started a new chapter and was like, yeah, we'll start dinner after this. Have fun starving. Might as well order up McDonald's. Didn't I play FF16? I did. 30 hours.
Hold on. Isn't
I didn't even
she
finish
the one
it.
that was behind this whole thing?
I was almost done with it.
Surprised, but you're absolutely right. Yes, indeed. The trial this time is to solve the murder of Mukuro Ikusaba.
What are you saying? The mastermind is
The
dead?
mastermind is dead? And now we have to have a cool last trial?
No. It means we were wrong in thinking that Mukuro was the mastermind at all.
But I mean, being the ultimate despair seems like a pretty mastermindy title to me.
Maybe we shouldn't have been thinking of her as the ultimate despair in the first place. After all, looking at her profile, I didn't see anything that would fit such a description. All it said was that she was the ultimate soldier.
Terrifying.
If I remember correctly, that other information came from Kyoko. That's what you told Makoto, right?
So that means Kyoko got it wrong?
And who was she? Who was Mukuro Ikusaba?
We just told you!
And when she finally turns up, she gets killed.
Usually when there's a scene where an important character dies, it has a lot more detail.
Well, she clearly wasn't an important
So you're
character.
saying she wasn't an important character, which would mean she was the same as us. Just another participant.
Then who's the real mastermind?
It must have been the Hope's Peak Academy headmaster after all.
No, the headmaster has nothing to do with it.
But how can we trust that? We already know your information about Mukuro.
I
is
think
wrong.
Kyoko's the headmaster, maybe. I don't know, man.
My information was not wrong.
Okay. We're in the middle of a trial right now. Figuring out who killed Mukuro is first and foremost.
Maybe Monokuma killed her.
Please limit all future prattle, chatter, and chit-chat as much as possible.
Fine. Uncovering the identity of the mastermind will have to wait. But remember this. No matter what happens, we will find out who you really are. I stake my family name on it.
I have officially decided to completely ignore all such attempts at provocation. Now then, just so nobody's confused, let me state this one more time for the record. The reason we're having a class trial is because a murder among the students has taken place. Hammer that point straight into your big ol' brains!
What you're saying is that both the victim and the culprit are part of the student body?
Then, one of us killed Mukuro?
Wait, no. There's a chance that there's some mystery 17th person who's
Oh,
been
get the
hiding all
hell
along.
out of here.
Nope. There are only 16 students in total that have been taking part in these events.
Seriously? Then one of us killed Mukuro?
Who did it? Who's the killer this time?
Get a hold of yourself. We've already narrowed down the list of possible suspects.
Huh?
I'm sure you realize who I'm talking about, right, Makoto? Who the evidence points to?
Based on what we know, there can only be two suspects. Makoto and Kyoko. I got it! Me!
You've narrowed it down to Kyoko and me, right?
Why do you say that?
Allow me to explain. Just after nighttime last night, I went to the garden, so I can confirm that at that point, there was no dead body there. So, the murder must have taken place after I left the garden. However, Hiro, Toko, Hina, and I were in the gym the entire time.
The gym?
That's right. The four of us were there trying to dismantle Monokuma. The whole time, we were very careful not to go anywhere alone. We even went to the bathroom in pairs. All of which is to say, the four of us all have alibis. The only ones without alibis...
I still kind of think it was Monokuma.
Are me and Makoto. That's why you're able to narrow down the list of suspects.
Oh shit.
Exactly so.
Only suspects now are me and Kyoto. Damn it, I can't let this stand somehow. I have to clear my name.
I have something I'd like to say regarding the whole alibi thing.
Are you thinking of raising an objection?
Well, before that, I just want to try and get a better idea of what time the murder took place. Doing
Good
that
idea.
might reveal some kind of clue.
Good idea.
Whatever you want. Somebody go ahead and help him out.
Me and Byakuya can both confirm that the body wasn't in the garden at, well, it was after nighttime for sure. I'd say it must have been around 10 o'clock.
So people that have played this
So the murder
game,
must have happened after
which
10 p.m.
trial is your favorite?
Then I guess we can say the time frame for the murder was between then and when we found the body? Oh, but what time did we find the body?
The one who saw the body first was Toko, right? And she went to go get the pickaxe.
Maybe Toko's the murderer. 9 o'clock.
I got it! The body must have been discovered at 9 a.m., since that's when Toko went to get the pickaxe.
Yeah, we all this. It's 9 a.m. Master. Yeah. Spank me. Yeah.
So we can be totally sure the murder happened sometime between 10 at night and 9 in the morning.
For me, I was already asleep before nighttime hit, so I don't have an alibi after 10 o'clock. But I'm sure I met up with everyone else before 9 this morning.
We ran into each other in the dining hall, right? That was around... Oh yeah! Right around 7:30. I remember checking right before I went in, so I'm totally sure about it.
Which means from 10 p.m. to 7:30 a.m., you don't have an alibi.
Murder happened between 10 p.m. and 9 a.m. and I don't have an alibi from 10 p.m. to 7:30 a.m. Okay, then it looks like this game has begun. If I can't provide an alibi for that period, I just have to prove the murder didn't happen during that time, and I don't have an alibi to do that. I have to make it clear when the body ended up in the garden. It ended up in the garden after 7:30 because the top half wasn't wet. The body wasn't wet. The sprinklers. The sprinklers. A fragment as well.
Established a time frame for the murder. It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock at night and 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yep, and Makoto doesn't have an alibi for most of that time.
Yeah, from 10 o'clock to 7:30.
That's more than enough time to commit murder, I should think. So Makoto, if you have any objections, now would be the time.
Okay.
We've established a time frame for the murder. It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock and
Minus 10 seconds.
Yeah, from to 7:30.
What? What?
We've established a time frame for the murder. It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock at night
10 o'clock at night.
and 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yep, and Makoto doesn't have an alibi for most of that time.
Yeah, from 10 o'clock to 7:30.
That's more than enough time to commit murder, I should think. Makoto,
If you have any objections, now would be the time.
The sprinklers happened. The body appeared in the garden after 7:30, obviously.
we've established a time frame for the murder. It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock at night
Maybe it's the body
and 9
analysis.
o'clock in the morning.
Yep, and Makoto doesn't have an alibi for most of that time.
Yeah, from 10 o'clock to 7:30.
What? What?
We've established a time frame for the murder. It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock at night and 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yep, and Makoto doesn't have an alibi for most of that time.
But the goddamn swap wouldn't make any sense. Shoot 10 o'clock at 7:30, shoot 7:30 at 10 o'clock. That doesn't make any sense. Or maybe 7:30 makes more sense.
Yeah, from 10 o'clock
Guys, think of the achievement.
7:30.
Think of the
More than
achievement.
enough time to commit murder, I should think. So Makoto, if you have any objections, now would be the time. We've established a time frame for the murder. It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock at night
Oh, gapakuka gikakaga. Dude, if I didn't fuck up the first one, I would have been so much better.
I refuse to give up yet.
I refuse to give up yet. Well, the good news is I get an achievement for completing it. Dude, what? Yeah, it makes sense for him to blame me. I agree.
We've established a time frame for the murder. It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock at night
Oh my god! Fragments near the body, wasn't it? You gotta be kidding me.
We've established a time frame for the murder. It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock at night and 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yep, and Makoto doesn't have an alibi for most of that time.
Yeah, from 10 o'clock to 7:30.
Oh! Oh,
We've established a time
Fuck
frame
it.
for the murder. It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock
oh
at
my
night
goodness gracious. Just throw everything at the fucking counter. Who cares?
We've established a time frame for the murder. It took place somewhere between 10
Wait, I already did that one. Oh!
We've established a time frame for the murder. It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock at night and 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yep, and Makoto doesn't have an alibi for most of that time.
Yeah, from 10 o'clock to 7:30.
That's more than enough time to commit murder, I should think. So Makoto, if you have any objections, now would be the time.
Bro, I know what the fucking thing is.
We've established a time frame for the murder. It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock at night and 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yes, I shot the well, shot the sprinklers at 10 p.m. I don't think so, but who cares? Let's just lose.
It's 7:30.
Good night, Emmy. What's up, Bolt? Bro, they want you to be so specific.
Is this... I refuse to give up yet.
Can you shoot 7:30 at 7:30? I don't know if that would make any sense though, Viper Boy.
We've established a time frame for the murder. It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock at night.
Fucking
No, it's wrong. Actually, the murder couldn't have happened anywhere near 10 o'clock. It had to have taken place way later.
And what makes you say that?
Because of the sprinklers in the garden. The sprinklers are set to go off right at 7:30 every morning, right?
I could have said that at the 7:30 one.
So if the body had been in the garden before 7:30, then it should have been completely soaked.
Oh, hold on. I remember this part perfectly. The body was wet. Dripping wet, in fact.
Sorry, Toko, but you're wrong.
I'm wrong? How? Are you saying only the mouth down south was wet? How dare you spew such indecent words?
Maybe they peed themselves.
I'm saying that the body was wet, but not because of the sprinklers.
What do you mean? By denying the sprinkler, are you trying to deny my entire existence?
Man, you're totally
What a
wacko.
stretch.
You really think it wasn't the sprinkler?
Somebody called Luffy for all that stretching.
You'd better tell us why!
Oh, Jesus, we're doing this right now?
I admit nothing. I hate you. No, no, no! I don't know anything! Hold on! Are you trying to blame me? I admit nothing. I hate you. No, no, no! I don't know anything! Hold on! Are you trying to blame me? I admit nothing. Are you trying to blame me? I admit nothing. I hate you. No, no, no! How can you say it wasn't the sprinkler?
This should prove it.
This should prove it.
Just remember what the body was like after the explosion, and you'll see why it wasn't the sprinklers. The top half of the body was wet, yes, but the bottom half was completely dry. If the sprinklers got the body wet, shouldn't the whole body have been wet?
So they only got the top wet? The bottom was completely dry? What a brutal maniac!
I'm so sick of her.
Let's just move on. The reason only the top half was wet was because... while the body was still on fire, I doused it with water. But only the part on fire, the top half.
Oh, then I guess the sprinklers really didn't do it.
So if the sprinklers didn't get the body wet, then the murder must have taken place sometime after the sprinklers turned on at 7:30 in the morning.
which means she must have been killed sometime between then and when the body was discovered at 9.
But Makoto's alibi was only missing from 10 o'clock last night to 7:30 this morning, right?
So there's no way Makoto could have done it. I guess you had an alibi after all. Good for you.
Good for you.
In which case, the only one left without an alibi
Good for you.
is Kyoko.
Kyoko's the only one without an ally, which would mean that Makuro's killer is... No, I refuse to believe it. Kyoko murdered someone.
I'd
That's...
just like to say one thing. If you vote for me and I die here, the mystery of this school will stay hidden forever. Which is why I can't let that happen.
Huh?
So are you saying you're not the culprit?
Of course I'm not. I have no reason to kill anyone. This is a trap the mastermind has laid for us.
A trap?
We're this far into the game and now you decide to blame me? Stop wasting time! Stop wasting energy! You really think your little trick is gonna work?
Shut up, you!
Yeah, tell him, baloney.
Got it, boss! Shutting up now!
Anyway, Kyoko, you actually did have a reason to kill her.
Huh? She did?
She thought Mukuro was the ultimate despair. In other words, the mastermind behind everything. So she killed her to try and put a stop to all this. But you made one catastrophic mistake. Mukuro wasn't the mastermind at all. And as a result, we were forced into another trial. Something I'm sure you weren't at all expecting.
So, that was her motive?
I'm very curious.
She had a motive and no alibi. Well then, I think it's pretty clear Kyoko's gotta be the culprit.
I'm not the only one without an alibi. Makoto's explanation is still insufficient.
Huh?
The sprinklers didn't get the body wet, but that doesn't mean the murder happened when he said it did.
What?
Because you see, there is a way the body could have avoided getting wet.
Interesting. I'm listening.
All it
tarp?
would take is covering the body with a certain something to keep it from getting wet.
I got it. You see how easy it
You're
is?
talking about the
I'm a
tarp,
genius.
aren't you?
Never failed this game
You
once.
catch on quick. You're right. All you'd have to do is cover the body with the tarp, and that'd take care of the water. In fact, that's exactly what the killer did. The dirt pattern on the tarp can attest to that. Only one side of the tarp got dirty.
This
because
is
that's the side that got covered in
so...
water.
If you've never played this
The
game,
side
are you
that
like
was
on the
down
edge of your
over the
seat?
body, meanwhile, kept perfectly clean. This proves that the killer used the tarp to keep the body from getting soaked.
But why would they go to all that effort just to keep the body from getting wet?
Most likely so they could cloud the issue of when the murder actually took place. In other words, to create an excuse exactly like the one Makoto just gave us.
Why would Kyoko say that? Why would she want to make me look like the killer? Well, I can't think about that right now. That tarp, if it was used the way Kyoko said, the tarp must have touched the body, right?
Wait. Something's not right.
And what might that be?
Can't worry about Kyoko's motivations. If I don't do something, everyone's gonna think I'm the killer. I have to refuse what Kyoko said. Dang, dude, I'm actually kind of intrigued. Who's gonna die here? Body before the explosion's probably right.
By covering the body with the tarp, the killer prevented it from getting wet.
So the reason the tarp was only dirty on one side is because the sprinkler got that side wet.
But the underside of the tarp, it was totally spotless, right?
Whoa, I don't see myself in those.
Because that side was protected from the water. Since it was facing down toward the body, of course it didn't get dirty.
You're an idiot.
No, it's wrong.
No, that's wrong. Yo, I need to get a clip of me saying no, that's wrong, and just make it
Actually,
into a sub.
One side being clean is
No,
pretty
that's wrong.
strange if you think about it. Because the blood wasn't dry before the body got blown up, right? Byakuya said it himself. Not to touch it, or you might get some on you. If you put a tarp on a body in that state, it absolutely would have gotten blood on it.
No, that's wrong.
Well, maybe the culprit washed it, so nobody would know they'd used it.
If they had, they would have washed both sides. Just washing the one side wouldn't hide anything.
Oh, yeah, true.
More than that, what if the very blood we saw on the body was meant as a kind of camouflage?
Huh? The blood was camouflage?
After the killer used the tarp to avoid the sprinklers, they then covered the body in blood that didn't belong to the victim.
You mean someone else's blood? Where would they get something like that?
The nurse's office?
I know! They could have grabbed some of the blood packs from the nurse's
No,
office.
I'm thinking the same way as this clown.
That's what Hifumi did, right? When he pretended to be dead.
Oh, no.
No, that's
Oh!
not what happened this time. The killer got the blood from right there in the garden.
Chicken.
I got it!
Chicken jam.
Would it have been chicken blood?
What? Chicken blood?
When I checked the chicken coop before the murder, there were 5 chickens. But after the murder, there were only 4.
My neighbor had
So,
chickens
you're
once.
saying
One of them got killed by a
someone
hawk.
killed Chicken? And then covered the body with its blood? Man, that's messed up.
Killing a living thing just to do something like that is awful. They should have at least eaten it.
I wonder if the killer had to get the blood from the scene so they wouldn't be spotted walking around. Anyway, there's no denying that a chicken went missing, which provides a basis for my theory.
Bruh.
Perhaps, but even so, there's one thing that still doesn't make sense. You said the culprit used the tarp to avoid the water and then covered the body in blood, right? But if that's the case, then the blood should have soaked into the ground around the body. But that's not what we saw. Only the victim's clothing had blood on it. The ground was completely clean.
I have to agree, that certainly is strange. Maybe they didn't apply the blood at the scene. Maybe covered it.
Oh, shit. I clicked A too fast.
When you discovered the body, was it wearing the coat like you normally would?
I think so. Wait, no. The head was through the neck hole, but the arms weren't in the sleeves.
Then that settles it.
Sorry, I'm having a tough time keeping up.
What settles what?
Here's what happened. The murder took place before the sprinklers went off, but the body didn't get wet because the killer covered it with the tarp.
Yeah.
Then, later, at the same time the killer was gathering up the tarp, they pulled the coat over the body, the coat they've already covered in blood. This series of cover-ups was meant to disguise the actual time the murder occurred.
God damn.
They wanted us to think the murder happened sometime after the sprinklers had gone off, at 7:30.
If that's actually what took place, it certainly becomes possible that the murder happened earlier.
But to pull all that off, wouldn't they have had to go back to the garden after the sprinklers turned off?
That actually wouldn't have been all that difficult.
Huh?
They already had the coat ready, so they just had to grab the tarp and pull the coat over the body. They'd be done in no time.
Maybe. But still.
Hina, after you met up with Makoto in the dining hall, did you two stay together from that point on?
Oh no. I headed off to the gym, and Makoto didn't show up till later.
Then he had plenty of time to spare, wouldn't you
Oh
say?
my god, Kyoko's trying to frame me.
That's not...
Don't bother saying it's not possible.
I must admit, Kyoko's reasoning is sound. Makoto's alibi is inadequate.
And the suspicion falls back on me again. But why? Why is Kyoko trying to entrap me? This guy's dead body has been added to the truth bullet section of your,
Well then,
your notebook.
It looks like we're back to square one.
No!
Makoto's alibi is no good, so once again, our suspects are him and Kyoko.
For serious, man? Which one of them did it? Hey, why don't we let luck decide? Let's flip a coin. 50-50 odds.
Oh!
See? Pretty good idea, right?
No, not that. I just remembered something super serious.
Of course you
Well,
did.
don't just stand there. Out with it.
Imagine if they killed him off in like the second chapter. This game would be screwed.
You know that knife we found all black and burnt?
One we found stuck in the body before it exploded,
Oh, no.
right? According to the Monokuma file, the knife went all the way through, from front to back. So, what about it?
I'm pretty sure I'd seen that knife somewhere before. That's what I thought when I first saw it. I just remembered.
Oh, she was setting me up.
It's the knife we gave to Makoto?
She was setting me up.
You don't seem surprised. You must have noticed earlier.
Yeah,
Then why did you hide that fact?
it's not that I hid it. It's just...
I couldn't be sure of what actually happened last night. I thought maybe I really did kill her.
Suspicious. Very suspicious indeed. The
I still
knife
trust her.
stuck in the body came from Makoto. Now I'm totally convinced he did it. 12,000% convinced.
Everything up to now, I should be able to make it clear. I have to prove that I didn't murder anyone. I'm not the killer. Uh-oh. Stinky. Disguised dead body. Exploded body analysis. Fragments near the dead body.
The knife we found lodged in the dead body.
It's the same one we gave to Makoto.
It really is, isn't it? I was afraid of that.
If he did have that knife before, then that seals it. Makoto did it.
Here comes Yakuza.
Just because I had the knife
Nope.
once, that automatically makes me the killer?
Well, getting stabbed is what killed her, right? So there's no question. You took that knife of yours and killed her with it.
What a horrible man you are, Makoto.
We've already established that the coat was put on the body after the tarp was removed. Which means when the knife was thrust through the coat into the body,
The knife we found lodged in the dead body.
It's the same one we gave to Makoto.
It really is, isn't it? I was afraid of that.
If he did have that knife before, then that seals it. Makoto did it.
Just because I had the knife once, that automatically makes me the killer?
Well, getting stabbed is what killed her, right? So there's no question. You took that knife of yours and killed her with
there's
it.
only two options.
Horrible man you are, Makoto.
The knife we found lodged in the dead body.
It's the same one we gave to Makoto.
It really is, isn't it?
Huh.
I was afraid of that.
If he did have that, that seals it. Look, just because I had the knife, that automatically...
Well, getting stabbed is what...
Got it.
No, that's wrong.
I went with the gut. I went with the gut. Which is where this person got stabbed.
Wait, hold on. The stab wound isn't what killed Mukuro. That should be clear from the description of the cover-up we just heard.
Lies! We never talked about what killed her.
No, that's wrong. Hello, Ace of Jades. The trials are... I feel like this game is more forgiving than Ace Attorney. If you miss a piece of evidence, this game will be like, hey, don't leave yet. I can't remember if Ace Attorney did that. It's more weeby than Ace Attorney, but I can see a lot of people's appeal for it. You know what I mean? If you like Ace Attorney, I'd say play this as well for sure.
No, don't you remember? The killer covered the dead body with the tarp and then put the bloody coat on it, right? In other words, the victim never wore that blood-stained coat until after they were dead.
Okay, fine. So what?
No, I mean, in terms of when you're gathering the evidence, I feel like it doesn't tell you if you're missing something when you're looking for the evidence. You just kind of have to go back and forth between it. I could be wrong. I haven't played Ace Attorney in 8 months. I could be wrong. You literally just played it, so you probably know.
So, when we discovered the body, the knife had been thrust through the coat along with the body. Meaning, if she wasn't stabbed until the coat was put on, and she was already dead at that point, Obviously, the stab wound isn't what killed her.
Maybe you stabbed her twice. Once to kill her and once to cover it up.
Hope you're doing good, Ace, as well. Victim was stabbed twice in the same spot. No, there's no way that's possible. The exact condition of the body was written down for everyone to see.
I got it!
On the Monokuma file.
The Monokuma file clearly states that there was only one.
You can't advance to the trials, but you have to go back and forth because, like, in this game, you can't leave a room until you've gotten all the evidence. But in Ace Attorney, I'm pretty sure, right? You go back and forth between all the areas, even if you miss an evidence in one area, which is what you need to progress. You could still travel between all the other areas just trying to find it, you know?
Oh yeah, it sure did.
Which is more hand-holdy, of course, but, you know, I kind of like it. That's what I'm trying to say.
And the knife.
You get everything for the trial, but
Was just another
it can
piece
take a
of
hot
camouflage
second.
Set up by the true killer.
Okay, camouflage killer.
They probably stabbed her to draw attention away from what actually killed her.
The explosion.
Exploding the body afterward was probably meant to do the same thing. The explosion severely damaged the body, making it impossible to know what really killed her. It was all the killer's attempt to destroy all evidence of their crime.
I kind of think it was Monokuma, because I don't want to believe it was Kyoko.
Stab wound, and then detonated the body afterward. They meant for us to latch onto the knife as the cause of death, then destroy any evidence proving otherwise.
Oh, hey, I have a question. It kind of goes back to the beginning, but what's the deal with that explosion anyway? Why'd the body just blow up all of a sudden like that?
If you bothered to put that lump of gray matter between your ears to use, you'd know the answer.
You're an asshole. But
Well, if you're so smart, just tell me.
if I was dealing with these people all day and my life was on the line, I'd be like, you stupid motherfucker.
I'll tell you. I bet some unknown quantum particle caused an atomic level spontaneous combustion.
Done. I have a goddamn NES zapper gun. Can I shoot him with it?
I might be dumb, but even I'm not dumb enough to believe that.
Go ahead, Makoto. Tell her or we won't make any headway on this.
There's only one explanation I can think of for the explosion. The bomb. Oh, there is no bomb. It's the fragments near the dead body.
I got it! After the
I got it!
explosion, we found a tiny fragment of something on the ground near the body, right?
Yeah, I would just kill him and be like, yeah, that was me. Get me out of here. I can't stand another minute of this idiot.
That fragment reveals the cause of the explosion.
Huh? You know, I feel like I've seen something like it somewhere before.
You have.
That's only natural. Because, of course, we saw the same thing when we dismantled Monokuma. It's part of a bomb.
Oh! Then the explosion was because of the Monokuma bomb.
Anyway, the culprit's motive is becoming more and more obvious by the minute. They wanted the knife wound to look like the fatal injury so that we'd suspect Makoto.
Dude, he's gonna need to see a chiropractor after this game is over.
And the only one who would benefit from that is the only other possible suspect. You, Kyoko.
He needs to go see a chiropractor. So does she.
Hold on a second, Byakuya.
What's the problem?
Well, I just feel like we need to think this through. We still don't know what actually killed the victim.
That's true. It's definitely bugging me. What really killed her?
You want him dead? Him?
No problem with
If
that.
he's dead, we're screwed. He's the only smart one in this group left besides Kyoko. Hina's not bad. Toka's just become weird, and the other dude's a stoner.
It won't change the facts of the case regardless.
I hate his smugness too, but he actually helps progress the trial at least. I need to concentrate. Kyoko set us up? We don't know. Monokuma file number 5. Oh, great. How long is this one? Okay, not too long.
Shall we continue the debate?
Yeah.
The victim's fatal injury has yet to be determined, correct?
The explosion didn't kill her for sure. Yes.
Well, yeah. She was already totally dead when that happened.
And it wasn't me because of the knife, right? And then there's only one other thing.
Oh, yeah. According to the Monokuma file, that's gotta be it. There was evidence that showed she was hit on the back of her head.
And more than that, the victim had suffered countless wounds across her entire body. Then, shall we continue the debate? The victim's fatal injury has yet to be determined, correct?
The explosion didn't kill her for sure.
Well, yeah. She was already totally dead when that happened.
And it wasn't me because of the knife, right? And then there's only one other thing.
Oh, yeah. According to the Monokuma file, that's gotta be it. There was evidence that showed she was hit on the back of her head.
And more than that,
Hit on the back of her head. I got it. I got it. I'm not gonna even say anything. But the countless wounds were days before.
Then, shall we continue the debate?
I got it.
The victim's fatal injury has...
The explosion didn't kill...
Well, yeah.
And it wasn't me because of the knife.
I think I got it.
There's only one other
Oh, yeah. That's gotta be it. There was evidence that showed she was hit on the back of her head.
Minus 10
More than
seconds.
that, the victim had suffered countless wounds across her entire body.
I think I got it.
Then, shall we continue the debate? The victim's fatal injury has yet to be determined, correct?
No, that's wrong.
No, that's wrong.
Mukuro died because of the blow to the back of the head she suffered.
What about the wounds all over the rest of her body? They didn't have anything to do with it?
No, if you read the file, you idiot, you would say it didn't. Oh,
The Monokuma file makes it clear that those weren't fresh wounds.
you fucking clown.
Oh yeah, good point. If they were old, I guess they don't really matter.
Okay, then we're safe in assuming the blow to the back of her head is what killed her.
But then, what was the murder weapon?
The Monokuma file says she was hit with a blunt object, about as thick as a metal pipe.
Oh, I bet it was the pickaxe.
No,
How is that even possible?
I know what it is.
Someone with that, it'd cave their skull in completely.
No, it's the arrow.
Well, maybe they held it the other way and hit her with the handle.
No way! The balance would be all off. You wouldn't be able to swing it with any... I wouldn't mind testing it on you if you want.
No thanks. I bet you just hit me with a metal end and call it an accident.
I'd love to scoop out that nasty brain of yours, throw it on the ground and spit on it.
I feel the same way. Looks like we're on the same page this time.
Seriously?
We want to figure out what killed her, right? It just so happens we already know.
We already know? I knew we could count on you, Master.
So what was it?
Go ahead and tell them, Makoto. Surely you've deduced the real murder weapon?
Dude, there's no way it was Kyoko.
I got it!
I got it.
Mukuro was hit in the back of the head with something. And that's what killed her. And that something was the titanium arrow we found in the locker in the dojo.
Arrow. That's what the culprit attacked Mukuro with?
Indeed. There's no doubt about it.
Are you sure? That sounds kind of weird.
Hey! How dare you backtalk, Master? You have no right!
I'm not backtalking anything. I'm just saying what I think.
I'll blame him for doubting it because there's one more thing about that weapon. One more secret. But there's another secret. Bloody duct tape, woodblock key, titanium arrows, Outlast. Oh yeah, we have to do that tonight.
The titanium arrow. It was in the dojo locker, right? I have no doubt that was the murder weapon.
Are you sure?
You don't sound convinced. What's the problem?
Well, Because in the Monokuma file...
Dang it, Grandpa's going good.
The weapon must have been about as thick as a metal pipe, right? It seems like an arrow would just be too thin.
Talking back to Master. You have no right!
Oh, it's arrows.
The titanium arrow. It was in the dojo locker, right? I have no doubt that was the murder weapon.
Are you sure?
You don't sound convinced.
Well, it said the weapon must have been about as thick as a metal pipe, right? It seems like an arrow would just be too thin.
Shoot! The titanium arrow. It was in the dojo locker, right? I have no doubt that was the murder.
Oh!
Shoot!
Oh! Thought I had it in the head,
The
man.
titanium arrow. It was in the dojo locker, right? I have no doubt that was the murder weapon.
Are you sure?
You don't sound convinced. What's the problem?
Well, because in the Monokuma file...
What's up, GC?
It said the weapon must have been about
I'm
as thick
scared
as
it
a
might be
metal pipe,
Kyoto,
right?
but we'll see.
It seems like an arrow would just be too thin.
Fuck!
Shoot! The titanium arrow.
It was in the dojo. I have
No doubt that was the murder weapon.
Fucking shit. I am failing miserably. Thought I had this one. I was on a roll.
Titanium arrow. It was in the dojo locker, right? I have no doubt that was the murder weapon.
Are you sure?
You don't sound convinced. What's the problem?
Well,
It seems so obvious.
it said the weapon must have been about as thick as a metal pipe, right? It seems like an arrow would just be too thin.
Talking back to Master. You have no right!
The titanium arrow.
Which is why they use titanium
It was in
arrows.
the dojo locker, right? I have no doubt that was the murder weapon.
Are you sure?
You don't sound
Well, it said the weapon must have been about... It seems like an arrow would just be too thin.
Talking back to Master. You have no right!
The titanium arrow. It was in the dojo locker, right? I have no doubt that was the murder weapon.
Are you sure?
Oh,
You don't sound convinced.
Well, it said the weapon must have... It seems like an arrow would just...
No, that's wrong.
no, that's wrong. They duct taped multiple arrows together.
You're right. Just the one arrow would have been too weak. That's why the killer used another weapon.
Another weapon?
2 arrows.
Inside the dojo locker, we also found a balled-up wad of duct tape. The killer probably uses duct tape to bind multiple arrows together. Bundling them together using the duct tape would easily create a single weapon as thick as a pipe. And that's exactly what the killer did.
It's similar to Aesop's fable about the bundle of sticks.
Enlighten me.
One stick is weak.
Thank you.
Put them together, and they become strong. It's meant to teach cooperation.
Damn, that's harsh.
How is it harsh? Were you even listening?
Anyway, that explains the murder weapon. As for who the culprit is that stashed the weapon in the dojo locker,
It could be Byakuya setting up Kyoko, because he's the only one that had access to the room, and Kyoko didn't have access to her room. You know what I mean?
it was you, Kyoko.
No, that's wrong.
I've never been to the dojo.
Oh no, you absolutely have.
She actually has.
How can you say that with such confidence?
Because we have proof, of course. Don't we, Makoto? What? Surely you don't intend to protect a murderer. You know what will happen if you do, don't you? If you cover for the culprit, there's only one thing that can lead to the death of us all. Remember?
Of course I remember.
I kind of think it was... I think he could have set it up, because he's the only one that had access to Kyoko's room.
Show us. Show everyone the evidence that proves Kyoko went to the dojo.
I got it! The one thing that proves Kyoko was in the dojo is right here. The key to the dojo locker.
And how does that prove anything?
Because I found it in your room.
It was in my room?
Don't bother trying to play dumb. That key is just the final piece of the puzzle. Your non-existent alibi, your clear motive, your
It's him.
attempts to frame Makoto for the crime.
It was him.
This all proves that you are the true culprit. You can't explain this away, so just give
I think it was him, which kind of makes me sad but happy.
Hold on a second.
Not this again. You really are dead set on defending her, aren't you?
No, it's not that I want to defend her. It's just there's one more thing I need to ask her. Kyoko, I want you to tell me something. Last night, you were in my room, weren't you? Why? What were you doing there? That's what I need to know.
I was just protecting you.
What?
She was protecting me? Does that mean she knew I was being attacked? She came to my rescue. Could that be when? Which would mean that Kyoto, she killed someone for me?
The time for idle chatter is over. A verdict is close at hand.
Wait, I'm warning you. Don't make this mistake. I'm not the killer.
I believe her because she didn't. She did go to the dojo. Wait, no, was that Hina in the dojo? It might have been Hina in the dojo. But she didn't have access to her room.
I knew you were stubborn, but this is just getting ridiculous.
Really? But you should know better than anyone I didn't do it. Can you tell me I'm wrong?
I should know.
What? Iku said no better than anyone? What does that mean? She doesn't have access to the room! When the body was found, but
Those words you just spoke, what do you mean?
Exactly what I said. I'm not the killer. You should understand that more than anyone here.
Byakuya, what are you hiding?
Master would never hide something from me!
There's proof that you aren't the culprit. Is that what you're saying?
You stated a theory earlier.
what was it?
You said I hid the evidence of my crime in the dojo locker, and then left the locker key in my own room, correct? But could I really have done that?
Those words you just spoke.
Dude,
What do you
now
mean?
I just need to guess where this is
Exactly
going.
what I said. I'm not the killer. You should understand that more than anyone here.
Byakuya, what are you hiding?
Master would never hide something from me!
There's proof that you aren't the culprit. Is that what you're saying?
You stated a theory earlier. You said I hid the evidence of my crime in the dojo locker, and then left the locker key in my own room, correct? But could I really have done that?
Those words you just spoke. What do you mean?
Exactly what I said. I'm not the killer. You should understand that more than anyone here.
Byakuya, what are you hiding?
Master would never hide something from me!
There's proof that you aren't the culprit. Is that what you're saying?
You stated a theory earlier. You said I hid the evidence of my crime in the dojo locker, and then left the locker key in my own room, correct? But could I really have done that?
Dude, I was saying this, but now I just need to piece it together.
Those words you just spoke. What do you mean?
Exactly what I said. I'm not the killer. You should understand that more than anyone here.
Byakuya,
What are you hiding?
Master would never hide something from me.
There's proof that you aren't the culprit. Is that what you're saying?
You stated a theory earlier. You said I hid the evidence of my crime in the dojo locker, and then left the locker key in my own room, correct?
I knew that wasn't it. I should have went with my gut answer. I had a gut answer right after I took that sucky.
Those words you just spoke.
Exactly. I'm not, but you should understand.
Byakuya.
What are you? Master would never hide something.
There's proof that you aren't the culprit.
Is that what you're saying?
Wait, could be the proof. I was gonna go with my gut shot right here.
You said I hid the evidence of my crime in the dojo locker.
They 1-2.
And then left the locker key in my own room, correct?
I was wrong. Alright, well, he got it wrong too many times. Let's fucking blame Makoto and all die. I should have went with my second gut choice. I've gotten an A on every single trial. I think I'm getting a B on this one.
I refuse to give up yet.
I think I have it. Like, I'm saying it exactly how it is right now, but I have to freaking piece it together, dude.
Those words you just...
Exactly. I'm not, but you should understand.
Master would never.
There's proof
That you aren't the culprit.
Oh, I was wrong. I don't know.
Shoot.
I don't fucking know now.
those words you just spoke.
Exactly. I'm not the killer.
You should understand that.
Byakuya.
What are you? Master would never hide something from me.
There's proof that you aren't the culprit.
Is that what
I think I got it.
You said I hid the evidence of my crime in the dojo lock and then left the locker key in my own room, correct? But could I really have done that?
Those words you just spoke.
Exactly what I said. I'm not the killer.
Fuck, I think it's the locker room and the key. But it might be the other one.
Those words you just...
Exactly. I'm not, but you should understand.
Master would never.
There's proof that you... Is that
It's the
You
proof.
stated that you said I hid and then left the
Locker key in my own
That's the
room.
proof. The proof is that he's saying they left the locker room and key in their own room, but they don't have access to their room. I got it. If this is wrong,
Those words you just...
Exactly.
No
I'm
shot.
not, but you should
no
understand.
shot, this is wrong.
Master would never hide something.
There's proof that you aren't the culprit.
There it is. No, that's wrong. There it is. Took a second. I'll admit, took a second.
I'm right. Kyoko wouldn't have been able to get into her room
Huh? Why not?
because she had given her room key to Byakuya.
I see. So that's what you meant. And if I had the key to your room...
Then obviously I had no way of getting in. Without my room key, I couldn't have possibly put the locker key in there myself. Am I wrong?
It would appear not.
Then you're finally starting to understand.
That's not actually true. There was a clear contradiction in what Kyoko just told us, an obvious lie, but this just isn't like her to try and save herself with such a desperate lie. Does she really feel that threatened because she's the killer? Or is it something else? Was there some deeper meaning hidden in what Kyoko said earlier? Mastermind's trap. The victim was Murkura and Kyoto killed her. What does Kyoko really know? What am I supposed to do? Kyoko's lie? I'm the only one who knows it's a lie. I'm the only one who can expose it. But who can I trust? What am I supposed to do? The Mastermind's trap. What do? I have to decide right here whether or not to expose Kyoko's lie. It's one of those things where it disguises a choice. Pursue the lie.
There was a lie hidden within Kyoko's statement just now.
A lie?
Isn't that right, Kyoko?
You said it. The burden of proof is on you. So let's hear it. Where's this lie, then?
There's some other deep inner truth she wants to keep hidden. Oh, God. It's definitely one of those things. I can't remember Kyoko's account.
I didn't have the key to my room because I'd given it to Byakuya. There's no doubt about that, right?
You are correct.
So I couldn't possibly have gotten into my room.
Shoot our shot. Oh!
No, that's wrong.
That's wrong. She has the key.
No. Kyoko could have gotten into her room. You said so yourself, didn't you, Kyoko?
Oh no, there's a good and bad ending.
Monokuma's secret tool?
Kyoko stole it from the headmaster's room. It lets you get into any room in the school. Which means she could have used it to get into her own room.
Then I guess that's it.
You're giving up just like that? You admit to killing...
No, I'm simply recognizing that I lost.
What are you talking about?
Like I said, this was a trap, and I wasn't able to escape it.
Oh, son of a bitch! Son of a bitch! I should have saved!
So I lost. That's all this means.
Then, are you saying you really didn't... Kyoko, you really aren't the killer?
Okay, time's up!
Huh?
I'm sorry to say, but your time is up! All done, all finished! The class trial is all over!
But that's ridiculous! Since when is there any...
It's because you were late, so the trial started late and time ran out. So then, it's time for voting time, okay? Everyone, please vote using the lever in front of you! But I guess we already know who the blackened is, don't we?
Oh no. Just play it out? You guys are saying wait, but Kyoko's now dead. Something's wrong with this whole class trial. Kyoko!
Now then, I've prepared a very special punishment. Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time!
Wait, she actually dies? They're not gonna kill Kyoko, are they? She's the only one that can get us out of here. Oh, I may have gotten the bad ending in the game. That's unfortunate. That's so sad. Can I get 10 gifted subs? Something's gonna happen. Something's gonna happen. His prediction was right.
No! This isn't right!
Makoto, why are you staring off into space?
Oh, thank God.
Do you have a rebuttal for Kyoko's claim?
Oh, thank God. Oh, thank God. Whew. I have to believe in Kyoko. There's no way she would kill someone. There has to be some secret here. Something that has to do with the mastermind's trap that Kyoko
Does
mentioned.
no one have a rebuttal?
Oh, man.
Decided to accept her assertion as fact. I see. So you still refuse to accept it. I suppose we have to admit that Kyoko didn't put the locker key in her room. That it was someone else.
But who else could it have been?
I mean, Byakuya had a room key, right?
You! What are you trying to imply?
But of course, I have an alibi. From nighttime on, I was with you guys the entire time. I couldn't possibly have killed anyone, or put the key in Kyoko's room.
Well, someone had to put the key in there.
There's only one other possibility I can think of. Someone could have had the key on them, then once they arrived at the scene, pretended to find it there.
What?
It had to be Makoto, right?
I don't see any other option.
Wait a second. You've got it all wrong. Let's think about it one more time. There's gotta be a hidden side to
Oh
this
my God. I'm glad they just throw it right back at you.
First of all, there's something off about this entire trial. You all see it, don't you? Mukuro, who we didn't even know existed, suddenly shows up dead. And then we're thrown into a trial. And Kyoko even said, it's a trap the mastermind set for us. So that's why this has to be...
Okay, time's up!
Huh?
Time's up! Class trial's all over! Everyone can stop talking now!
What? Time's up?
What do you mean time's up? There's no time's up. Since when have we...
It's because you were late, so we had to push back the start time. So then, it's time for voting time, okay? Everyone, please vote using the lever in front of you!
Voting time?
Wait. Oh, baby, I still got an A. 5 for 5 with A's, man. 5 for 5. I'm a natural.
Now, who will be chosen as the blackened?
Game easy
Will you
AF.
make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one?
Did I mess it up again?
Hey,
A few
hold
times.
on. What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
I'm very... Oh no, I'm guilty. I'm gonna die. Does that mean I start playing as Kyoko? What? You think I'm the killer? Sorry, man. Yeah, sorry. It's all your fault. Everyone. Well, I don't think Baloney was like, okay. You've got it all wrong. I didn't do it. Good job, everyone. Good job.
Yep.
Yeah, they got it right. Oh, I know that's not true. None of this makes sense. This whole trial doesn't make any sense. Makes perfect sense. It's the same as always. It's just like all the other class trials, and I'm gonna end it the same way. Time for your heart-pounding, positively throwing punishment. Kyoko.
I don't expect you to forgive me. I know this is all my fault.
Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time!
I'm so confused. Man, I chose 2 times wrong in a row. You gotta be kidding me. Huh? What's this? What's going on? Was that? Yeah, it had to be. Alter ego? Alter ego? Is this some stupid virus from that stupid guy? He must have planted it when he invaded my network. Damn it all to hell, I don't believe this. Seems you finally made a miscalculation. No, you miscalculated from the very beginning.
In other words,
What I'm saying is you shouldn't have underestimated us. Why are you talking like you've already won? I barely felt the thing. It was a pinch, an itch. That stupid virus is gone now. Got it? And so is Makoto. Maybe I didn't get to smash him flat, but you're never gonna see him again. To waste away in a garbage-strewn pit in a way that's even better special punishment. But it's still not enough. I'm still not satisfied. I'm still gonna bring despair to the rest of you. Bring despair to the entire world. Is he gone? Kyoko, what's the meaning of all this? Just what the hell is going on?
calm down.
It's okay. We're not the ones being trapped this time.
In other words,
Now it's the mastermind that's ensnared.
What did you...
so
You'll understand soon enough. Very soon indeed. A massive high school towers all over the other buildings in this bustling urban area. It's like the school stands at the center of the entire world. Hope's Peak Academy. It brings in top students from every field imaginable, a government-funded school of privilege. They say that if you come here and manage to graduate, you'll be set for life. With hundreds of years of tradition, it sends the cream of the crop in the workforce every year. It's built to raise hope in the nation future, which makes Hope's Peak a pretty fitting name. There are two things you need to attend this school. Once you have to... Where am I? I woke up with my head resting on top of a hard wooden desk. My body felt heavy. It wouldn't be weird for me to zonk off in the middle of some boring class or whatever, but what was I doing asleep here just now? Wasn't any classroom I'd ever been in before. What the heck is going on? Finally, I could finally feel my mind and body start to come back together, and then I was awake. Or was this just another dream? A dream inside a hopeless nightmare? No, this isn't a dream. I could tell because the stench invading my nostrils was too powerful for a dream. What an awful smell. I was in a vast dark cabin with the barest hint of light seeping in. Trash was piled high and all across the area. This was an underground garbage pit. Alter ego saved me, and he used up the last little bit of his strength to do it. But I can't give up now, for myself and for my friend, and with that, my pursuit of survival begins. First up was to start looking around for a way out. Dude, we're still on chapter 5, dude? I need to finish chapter 5? Wait, is this the end, or like... Yeah, I thought I had to go through the whole game again, and I was about to be like, yeah, we're not doing that, you guys, I'm sorry. Is that an airplane? How did something like that wind up in the school's garbage pit? Are we... Okay, genuine question. Are we close to the end of chapter 5? Wait. Hello, Skiesti. I am playing Danganronpa. I've been playing it for the past, like, 9 days. Oh my god, have you played Danganronpa as well? God, even Skiesti's played Danganronpa? There's plenty of food here, but it's all wrong, but that was pointless too. You watched the anime and played some of the game before I couldn't anymore. God, am I the only one that's uncultured here? Also, hey, Alex, I didn't say hi yet. And hey, Skiesti, I hope you're doing good. Oh my goodness. Oh my god, I'm the only uncultured one. Search for some water. I've been playing this game for goddamn 25 hours. How can I be sure which liquids I can drink and which ones are an all-around bad idea? Again, pointless. I feel like I'm blocked on all sides. Okay, Alu, first off, I play great games. You're just lucky I let you guys pick games with marbles on stream. I'm still alive. As long as I'm alive, I'll never give up. I've seen the bear character too. Go to sleep. My sleep was deep and uninterrupted. That was my only way to preserve what little strength I had left. After not being able to eat or drink, I can't be sure, but I think at least a full day had to have passed. All I did was sleep and sleep. It was like I was waiting for some kind of sign to come falling out of the sky. However, what fell from the sky wasn't a sign, not exactly. A crunch? What the? A strange sound pierced my isolation, jarring me awake. As I watched the pile of garbage jostled and formed an odd shape. Did something fall down over there? Something fell up from above. What could it have been? Probably Kyoko giving me like a key.
Just a second.
What the?
It smells awful.
Noodles on her head. Oh. There's our savior, Kyoko. The only useful person in this game, besides baloney. I might watch the anime after I beat this game. I don't like watching anime that much, but I'll watch this anime even though I'll probably know what happens. Kyoko? One person says don't, it's bad. Other person says anime good. Ski says it's good, Alu says it's bad. Yeah, that's Twitch chat for you. I'm conflicted. Kyoko! Look, you're doing better than I expected. What are you doing here? Isn't it obvious? I'm here to help you. I'm glad to hear that, Kyoko. You watched in high school. Thought it was fun. Ski, you gonna stream this game now? Got a bit of garbage in your hair. She gave her head a quick, sharp shake to get rid of the trash, then faced me again. First, I have... Apparently, I'm very good at streaming these types of games because my chat loves Ace Attorney. You guys love Ace Attorney. And you guys also love this. Ski, you played Pikmin 4. Go ahead and eat it. We can talk about it once you're finished. Thank you. I snatched up the bread and water that she was holding out for me. Within seconds, it was in my mouth and making its way towards my stomach. Ooh, that really hit the spot. I love bread. Yeah, we haven't given up. Okay, I mean, we're gonna keep going until we're on chapter 6. Why'd you come to rescue me? To pay a debt or no, to atone? During the trial, even though you knew I was lying, you didn't say anything. So you knew that I knew.
Indeed.
But even though I knew, I did nothing to help you. I abandoned you. Don't say that. You didn't abandon me. I mean... No, that's exactly what I did. I abandoned you in order to save my own life. You were trying to save me and I couldn't bring myself to do the same for you. But listen, not that I'm going to try to make excuses, but there was a reason that I had to survive. What's the reason? Why did you have to survive? I'll tell you. I'll tell you everything. The reason I have to survive is so that I can do what I came to do. I can't read. I'm tired. I'm hungry. I need to pee. It's so that I can do what I came to this school to do. God. I got the bad ending. Shut up. Shut up. We got the bad ending. But I made up my mind to come to Hope Peaks Academy for one very important reason. So you have some reason for coming to Hope's Peak? Hope pissed? Chapter 5 has to be almost done. Until recently, I've forgotten what it was. Forgot she's the ultimate detective. Yeah, she lost her memory, amnesia. And it really is you. You lost your memory. Do you remember, Makoto? Do you remember the first thing that happened to each of us as soon as we arrived in this school? You're talking about when we fainted, right? Yeah.
That's right.
I fainted too, and then I woke up. I noticed a strange feeling of separation within myself, a disconnect. Thinking back on it now, at that point, my memory was gone. At that time, I'd forgotten. I couldn't remember why I'd come to this school and why I couldn't remember what my ultimate ability was. But what would make you forget about all that? Strange, isn't it? It's hard to imagine it happened by chance. It seems much too convenient. Are you saying you think you lost your memory because... I don't think. I'm positive it was the work of the mastermind. They stole my memory. My purpose and my ability, somehow they would interfere with the mastermind's plans.
However,
and it could also mean somehow my memories may be connected to the mystery of the school and the mastermind. which is why I have to get them back. That's why I've been investigating things by myself this whole time. Why didn't you ask the rest of us to help you?
Why is that?
If I did that and we all worked at one, the mastermind would have noticed right away. Plus, there's always the chance that the mastermind is actually one of us. I'm saying it's her. It's her. She's the mastermind. But since it is a possibility, we can't ignore it, right? But then we killed her still. If she believed that, then of course she couldn't trust anyone around her. In which case, it would only make sense that she would look into her missing memory by herself. Maybe it's baloney.
However,
That baloney's the... Wait a minute, wait. Okay. Hear me out. Maybe it's the stoner that's the mastermind, and he's just been playing the dumb act the entire time. And he's secretly the mastermind. And it's like, whoa, dude, you figured it out, man. About time. I've only killed like 12 of you, man. And it's like, oh, it's the stoner the whole time. It was a limit to what I could do by myself, which is why I asked you to help me. Why me? Because among everyone, you were least likely to be the mastermind. That was just intuition. But I see. Your intuition was right, though. There's no way an ordinary kid like me could have been the mastermind. Timmy was an average kid. I understand. Understand everything. My goal wasn't to get out of here. Yeah, it's just like the dream I had before, but why did that just happen?
listen.
Are you okay? Oh, yeah, it's nothing. It is nothing, right?
Hey,
Even now, I still trust you, you know? It's just I'm not used to relying on others. I know I never asked you for your help the right way, so I understand if you're not convinced. Dude, is this chapter over yet?
so
I think there's still a lot I don't remember. At the very least, I was finally able to recall my purpose and my ability. Okay, I predicted this. Chapter, like, 1. I was like, she's the ultimate detective. You mentioned your ability. My ability, what everyone should have known before. I'm just saying, man, I knew it. 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 The ultimate detective. And the reason I came to Hope's Peak Academy, someone I had to find here in the school.
so
Well, it was the headmaster of Hope's Peak Academy. Headmaster? Why'd you want to find the headmaster? Because he's my father. I knew it. I called that too. I called it. 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 I called that one in like chapter 3. Didn't call it at the same time, but called it in chapter 3 once the game started opening up a bit more. You know what I mean? Right.
in other words,
I was separated from him as a child. As it turns out, he became the headmaster of Hope's Peak. Kyoko's daddy. Is Hope's Peak headmaster? And that explains when Alter Ego told us how he thought the headmaster was involved. I'll find a way. If you open up your mind, it's gonna take some time to realize. My mayor had come back at that point, but when he said that, I felt strange. It makes perfect sense now. Of course, since my whole purpose for coming here was to find him, it makes sense.
However-
But listen, Makoto, I want to make this perfectly clear so there's no misunderstanding. I said the headmaster wasn't the mastermind, but I didn't say that protect him. I only said what I felt based on what I'd seen when I snuck into the headmaster's room.
so
The room had been ransacked, the shelves were a mess, the desk drawers dumped on the floor. The only conclusion is that someone who didn't know where anything was had been in there.
it's true.
That was my assumption, yes, and to confirm my suspicions, I decided to investigate the second floor in the dorms using the key I'd found. Why there? Because I also found this in the headmaster's room. Some kind of map.
Indeed.
It's a layout of the entirety of Hope's Peak Academy. I found it in the headmaster's room along with Makuro's profile and that key. The map showed that the second floor was home to a number of rooms meant for faculty use. Some of the staff must have had to stay overnight from time to time, and I figured the headmaster would have some kind of private room there. I assumed that if that were true, the room would likely hold more clues, so I went to check.
Correct.
And that's when I finally remembered. I remembered that my purpose was to find the owner of that room. He went there to see if the headmaster really did have a private room.
However-
But once I got there, I noticed that the second floor of dorms didn't have any cameras or monitors. What was it like, that part of the school? It's hard to describe. All I can say is, the moment I saw it, I realized whatever's going on in the school is more horrific than we ever imagined. Thanks for hanging out, Dragon Link. We'll be done whenever Chapter 5 is done.
So
I can't explain it. You need to see it for yourself, and I'm sure you'll get your chance soon enough. Still talking to her?
However,
Of course, once I got to the second floor, there were no cameras and monitors, which is why I had no idea what was going on in the rest of the building. It has to do with Mikuro Ikusaba, doesn't it?
However-
Just to be perfectly clear, I didn't kill her. And I know it wasn't you either. I know you're right, but that just means everyone but you and me had an alibi, so then who did kill her? Monokuma.
anyway. Indeed.
I stole that key and disappeared, and in retaliation, they wanted to draw me out and eliminate me.
Correct.
That was the point of the class trial. The mastermind knew they couldn't interfere directly
That's right.
because of school regulations. With minimal restrictions, you are free to explore Hope Speak Academy at your discretion.
In other words,
The mastermind is adamant about following the rules, and with that rule in place, they couldn't step in. Since they couldn't kill me themselves, they tried to use the class trial to do it.
hey,
There's one other thing I'd like to point out about the murder of Mikuro Ikusaba. What's that? There's a point where Mikuro may not have become the victim. It could have been you, Makoto. I could have become the victim?
indeed.
You know what I'm talking about, right? During the night, I can hear them, you know. The footsteps of the god of death. What? I can hear the god of death as he moves. The ability naturally draws me into cases just like this.
Anyway.
Which is exactly what happened with you. I was in the dorms and I had a sudden sense of dread. I looked down the stairwell and I saw a white shadow cross the corridor. I gave chase right away as I followed it, and I saw the shadow go into your room.
Correct.
I ran into your room and saw what was happening. I intervened immediately, of course.
However,
That wasn't the end of things. I stopped them, but that led to whoever the Master Silent was. They ended up dead.
correct.
And their murder was disguised, and the dojo key wound up in my room. It all has to be the work of the mastermind, an attempt to use the class trial to eliminate me. So all this would mean that whoever killed Mikuro was also the mastermind, right? I don't have conclusive evidence, but that's what I think. That's really bad. If true, it means the mastermind can kill whoever they want if they feel like it. Wait, but that doesn't create another contradiction? The mastermind wanted to use the class trial to try and kill you because they couldn't interfere.
Correct.
You're right, that is a contradiction, and it's not just Mikuro. They needed the class trial to kill me, but seemed ready to kill you in your room. Everything they did is a contradiction. So what does it mean?
In other words,
The mastermind is the one who's been cornered.
Makoto.
Just a little more, and I should be able to figure out the mastermind's identity. The identity of the other ultimate despair. The other ultimate despair? There's no doubt that Mikuro was the ultimate despair and that she's dead, but I don't think the ultimate despair is just one person. It's not. If you think about it, the ultimate despair seems to implicate whoever caused that event. You're talking about whatever happened a year ago, the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. Well, about a year ago, Overwatch 2 came out, so that about sums that up. I'm funny, you see. I'm a funny guy. Come on, that's a good one. Come on. This is my knee, and that's me slapping it because of that joke. The tragedy, whoever responsible for that, they're in the ultimate despair. That despicable group whose only purpose and motivation comes from despair. Then there, make no mistake, they're the root of all evil that has forced us to go through this. That is the ultimate despair, and that is our real enemy. It's not baloney. 100 Mike Dash, pain of a junk food junkie. The end. To be continued. Well, I got a butt plug as a reward. And I got an achievement. Save my data? Oh, yes, of course. The ultimate sphere. Group of people cause a tragedy. The same people put this killing game together, broadcasting the world. Awful people ever. That's the mastermind's true identity. Can I leave? Wait, if I leave this, my game is saved, right? I can do this next time. Just in case, I'll save it in 2 slots. YouTube Let's Play, like and subscribe because everything gets thrown up.